Welcome to the Women Who Lead and Sell podcast. Today we have the most amazing woman, Kitty Blomfield. She has scaled multiple seven-figure businesses. She has a method that transforms women's relationships to themselves and their bodies and their metabolisms. Aliya?
She talks about why sleeping in separate bedrooms has transformed her life and other really magical things that we didn't expect to touch on but are really valuable if you're a female founder and are wondering what's next.
Hey Kitty, I'm so lush to have you on. Will you please tell us where you are in the world right now? We're in Peterborough in the UK, so where are you?
So I'm actually in Koh Samui in Thailand.
You live there now, right?
Yeah, we live there because, and I'll tell you this is part of the story, but we set our businesses up in Dubai and we fucking hated it. So we've left the businesses there and now we've got this DVT visa which allows you to live here and work online.
Yeah.
And we just have to travel back and forth.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. So yeah, it's sort of like have you been to Thailand?
Yeah. I lived in Asia for a long time. Yeah.
Oh,
not in Koh Samui. When I saw where you were, I was like, I'm trying to track where you were, and I was like, let's go and do the podcast there.
I'm all for that.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and we've
Peterborough.
You probably can't see them. Two beautiful street dogs. Oh. I just want to save all of the dogs here. You know.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I keep trying to convince Craig to get another one. He's like, I'm pretty close.
Yeah. Okay, listen. So we got so many questions for you. I don't know how we're going to get through these, but The first thing I think that I want to know is what have you learned about going all in, like time and time again on your vision, backing yourself? Like what have you learned? What can you tell us?
Yeah, like I don't even really know to start because I feel like we've had a bit of a rocky 18 months.
Okay.
But the interesting thing is now like the business is just everything's worked out. Like, you know, when you go through those really hard, like we went through a really hard time. We nearly didn't get married. We spent so much money on this app, not knowing whether it was going to work out. Two of my siblings got diagnosed with cancer. Okay. We moved countries twice. And I was actually just saying today to Craig, I was like, I would have never imagined we'd be where we are now 18 months ago. The app's just about finished. We're doing a little bit more stuff. The business is exploding. Like our group coaching is just exploding. You know, I'm signing up women into our program every single day. We love Thailand. We've built this great group of friends. We've bought this property off plan here because it's so cheap, like compared to Australia. Because we thought, oh, fuck it, if we're going to live here. Yeah. And you know how you're like, it's all working out. Like it's all working out. So I think, you know, for so long, like we've been so committed to our vision and our method. Like we are so passionate about our method. Like people I think get a bit fucking annoyed at me. Yeah. Like my friends, you know, like one of my friends the other day, she's doesn't eat enough and she's got hormonal imbalances and stuff. And she's messaging me, she's here and she's like, you know, Kitty, like I found this new diet and blah, blah, blah. And I messaged her back because I'm pretty direct. I said, you do know that I've built a multiple seven-figure business helping fucking women fix their hormonal imbalances and shit. I'm like, you just need to fucking do this, all right? Like I'm really, because I just feel so passionately about it. Yeah. And I think, you know, when you go all in and you have to believe, like you have to believe in it to your core because it's hard. Like it is so hard building a business and there's times when I've thought, especially in the last 18 months with everything we went through, we can get into the more of the story where I was like, didn't think we were going to get married, thought we've spent nearly $1 million building this app. Yeah. But now we are where we are. We're like, I'm so happy that we stuck to it, that we stuck it out because it works. And we just get incredible results for women, like women who, I mean, even just now, one of our coaches messaged me with this screenshot from one of her clients saying she'd been to the doctor to get all her like tests done. Off her thyroid meds, the doctor's like, what are you doing? Like, who are you working with? Like, can I work with them? Yeah. Like doctors saying this sort of shit, you know? So I think unless you like, you have to believe in it at the deepest level to your core because you will just get challenged so much. Like, I feel like entrepreneurship, like being an entrepreneur is like self-development on crack. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And if you don't, like I remember Craig, when things were really blowing up in the app and we went through a lot of personal stuff, he's like, I'm going to live and die on this app, Kitty. And, you know, back then and I've said sorry to him, you know, because there was times when it was so stressful for us. And because I have I have a bit of a thing around money, like, and worrying about failing. And so when things would, and I've worked a lot on this with an emotional coach over the last couple of years, and I'm so much better now. We used to call me Kitty the Cunt when Kitty the Cunt comes out.
Yeah.
And so when I felt scared and afraid and backed into a corner, like I would lash out at Craig and blame him for the app and where it was and how much money it was costing us. But now that I'm here 18 months down the track, it's all worked out, so I think it's just so important, because if you're not so rooted to your why, it's too easy to give up. Like it's if you're not all in. But then again, going all into is probably sometimes recognizing when you've gone down a path that maybe isn't the right path anymore and you need to shift gears, and that's okay as well. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Does that even make sense? Or sort of like went off.
Like I'm having like multiple. There's all sorts going on here. So many realizations. But mostly when you said, like, when you go all in, you can feel it. Like you can absolutely feel it, and it kind of drags you. Like it must be some initiatory path or something, but you keep believing, and that it actually brings out all those sides of you. But I've watched it. I've watched you from afar, and then it's quite interesting when you're watching someone from afar develop. And I think you were really taking off when I was deconstructing and dismantling my business in Australia. So that was 2013, and you were like, you'd been going, and then you were really taking off. So to watch you just blossom. I always call you Kitty Blomfield. I don't know if you know this. I always go, she's blooming, not Blomfield. Like I've just watched you go and go and go. And of course, none of us, even when we share authentic things on social media through our business and our thought leadership, you never really do know, because, the background stuff is your private stuff, right? But of course, all of that triumph comes with the massive work that goes into it, and the shaping of you and Craig and all those things. So that answer was so perfect. It's more of the feeling, like you kind of... Yeah,
I feel it with, like, every day I get up and think, like, I'm so excited and I just want to share this with the world. And when I get on sales calls, because this is why we're so busy at the moment, because we hired some people and they weren't quite the right fit, and we're hiring new sales girls, and I'm back on calls again. Mm-hmm. But like, people get off the calls and they're like, oh, thanks so much. Like your energy, and like, you just believe in this so much. And they're like, I just want to do it because you believe in it so much. I've just bought into your energy and your belief. Yeah. And because I've walked that path, I've been that fucking woman that does all of the crazy diets, that hates her body. Like I've done a lot of work, even in the last 2 years, around my body, and, using it as a way to control, because I'm a bit like controlling, mm-hmm. And I've really worked on that, and I feel in like such a much better space now, where I still obviously take action, but more action in alignment, and I don't really try and run myself into the ground anymore to, achieve things. Like, for example, last week I was so busy. I had so many calls, like sales calls, which is amazing. But then I put all this pressure on myself to, like, because I'm trying to build out these other funnels and I want to launch some ads, and I signed up to do some more mentoring with some old business coaches, and I just was like, you know what, just put that shit on hold for 2 weeks. Yeah. Get the new sales girls trained up. Just do the content. What's the bare minimum you have to do? And just like change the way you're looking at what you have to do, and just release that pressure. And then I had the best sleep, like the last 2 nights, because I'm like, fuck it. Yeah. Like I think sometimes and I'm sure other women, like successful entrepreneurs, they're like A-type personalities. Yeah. And they're driven and they push themselves. And Greta, who's like one of my best friends now and has changed my life and Craig's life, she's really helped me like soften as well. And I think a lot of the time in our relationship in the past, I was very masculine and controlling. And like what happened to Craig and I won't go into details on the podcast because it's very personal. No, Craig would like absolutely kill me. But like, I thought he was going to leave. I thought that we were going to break up, and it forced me to really look internally at myself and what I wanted, and it forced me to change, but in a good way, Yeah. So I just feel like it nearly broke me. Yeah. Nearly. Like I thought this was it. We're over. Our businesses are going to go. Like we'll sell our businesses. And now we're like, in terms of our relationship, we're stronger than ever. We understand each other. There's no judgment anymore. Like I feel so in love with him, and and our business is just, we got rid of, I say we got rid of, but we restructured our business before we left Australia. And so I think for a very long time, like I gave my power away. Like I've had this thing for a long time that I'm not smart enough. I'm not smart enough.
Yeah.
And when I would meet someone who I felt was smarter than me, I would give away my power.
Yeah.
And so we would hire people in our business, and probably I would rely on them too much. And when we got rid of, one of our managers, and then it was like on me to take the lead with the marketing and driving the business forward. And it's only probably been, and with Greta's help, the last 6 months where I really feel I've stepped into it and, recognize like my superpower and that I am really good at this. Like I've built 2 multiple 7-figure businesses, and he's like, I'm saying that I'm not smart.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Beyond,
and I'm trusting,
beyond belief.
Yeah, I'm trusting my intuition and my gut more now, and knowing that I know the right thing.
Yeah.
And I just feel, I'm even actually like, I've got a few friends that are like coaches online, and because I've learnt so much, I reckon in the last probably 9 to 12 months about marketing, it's really working in our business. And I feel really passionate about it. So I've actually started helping a few of my friends, and I'm like, if I can take the model that I'm using and help them implement it into their business and their marketing and get them to a certain revenue level, I'm like, how fun will that be?
Yeah.
And I want to help them too, because I just want to see other women succeed.
Yeah.
I love my friends, and I love sharing my knowledge, and I love seeing them succeed. Like one of my friends, Jess, she's like, oh, I can't wait to sit down on Sunday and you help me with the marketing, because I've just felt so like deflated recently. Because I said to her, look, are you open to me giving you some feedback on what I think where we could do this? And I'm like, we'll do this, I'll help you with the content. And so it just really excites me to help other women and see them succeed. So yeah, I feel really good and happy.
If you're listening to this podcast, you're interested in hearing other people talk about the questions you want to ask about growing your business, and we have the space for you. We have something for you in that regard. Kelly?
Yeah, we've set up something called the Future Room that's filled with female founders who are asking the same questions as you. It's a safe, non-judgmental space where we can really just like talk about what's going on for us in good company with women who want to grow. So come along and join us. It's on LinkedIn. Thank you for bringing all of that. I feel like I'm totally hogging you, and I can feel several burning questions coming out. So I'm gonna hand over to this amazing.
Well,
go on.
There's a couple, but before I get to those, tell me about the money thing. What did you discover about yourself and money?
So and it's interesting because Greta has worked with me, my sister, and now she's working with my brother. So my sister saw me go through this change, and she's very similar to me, like very driven. She's a bit more of a perfectionist than I am. I'm sort of like fucking close enough is good enough, but I'll run myself into the ground to achieve something.
Yeah.
And so and my sister's a completely different person. Like she's overcome cancer now. She's overcome breast cancer.
Amazing.
But now my brother's been diagnosed with it. So I sort of stepped in, and I've helped him with all his nutrition. Craig's done a big protocol. I paid for him to do sessions with Greta. So it's interesting that we all have these, I don't even know what you'd call it, but just the way that we are, I guess. And so the money thing, I think I had to face that fear of like, okay, what if I lost all of my money?
Yeah.
Like, what am I most afraid of? Am I afraid of what people think? Am I afraid of being a failure? And I think what it was deep down is that I was just afraid of what people would think about me. And that if I lost all my money and the business has failed, I failed. And, I think for a long time, I put so much of my self-worth into who I am as this business. Like, I'm good enough. If I can just keep growing this business, I'm enough. If I get the husband, the attractive husband, if I build the business, I'm enough. If I, obviously I found a good way to have a healthy body, but I still think in some form it was a way of control. If I get the body, if I get the man, if I build the business, then I'm enough.
Yeah.
And if I have more money, I'm enough. And it was really unpacking that and her helping me realize that I'm enough just as I am.
Yeah.
And that if I can just let go of some of this control, and like, she's like, you have everything. And she's right. I have everything that I need. I live in a beautiful house, and I have lots of food, and I have this great relationship. And it's like, well, yeah, it's just so interesting. I don't know what's happened in our childhood, because my sister's the same with the money as well. And she really ran herself into the ground. She's a property valuer, but she also ate nothing. She would starve herself, mega stressful job, but to earn, You know, she's really obsessed with the money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, you know, Greta was like, well, you just have to like think about if you just lost it all, and then the money's not going to have any power over you anymore because you'll just keep doing it anyway. I don't know if that really answered your question, but I think I've sort of realized too after the last 18 months, because it was the hardest shit that I've ever been through my whole entire life.
Mm.
And it's all worked out incredibly like well. Like I'm like the money's coming. It's come. It's working. Our business is flourishing. And it's like, if only I could look back 18 months ago and tell myself, it's all right, Kitty. You don't need to fucking lose all this sleep over it. Look what's going to happen in 18 months. You're going to be crushing it. Like, just keep going. You're okay. Like, just know that the money's going to come. So, yeah. I don't know. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, no, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
In fact, one of our guests yesterday, she said her little piece of wisdom that we asked her to give female founders was take that next step. Keep taking that next step because you don't know if it's the one that's going to transform everything. Just have faith. Just have faith.
Yeah.
And it was such a lovely message.
Yeah.
I'm interested
so true.
I'm interested to know, at what point did you go, this has got to be bigger, and why did you think that? Because you started off with a business, right, an SME, right? But at some point you went, I'm going to scale this. What prompted that conversation? What was going through your mind?
I think we always thought that. I think Craig and I, so when we started our gym, we opened our gym. And we knew fuck all about business. So like Craig was working as a PT, I was working in mining, and we stupidly bought into this gym. Like we overpaid massively for a gym that wasn't making any money. Like even an idiot would do what we did. And then we partnered with this woman that like was just not a good fit for us. And so we ended up buying her out, and I reckon we paid like 100 grand for this gym, which was just a shithole and not making any money. And then, and I remember lying there in our house in Upper Mount Gravatt thinking, oh my God, like how are we actually going to do this? Like because I'd just spent a lot of the money I'd saved from working in mining because I'd also gotten a divorce. And we were just like, all right, we're in it. Let's go all in. And we were so passionate about our method and what we were doing. So we invested in a business coach, and that cost us $750 a week, which was like, we couldn't even afford to do it. We were just like, if we're going to do this, we have to do it. Let's find people who have done it. The first year we made 300K. The next year we doubled it, 600K, and then we hit $1 million in our third year turnover. Wow. So, and always the goal there's never been like, we want to make this much. It's always, we just wanted to grow and evolve and keep evolving the program. And then we decided, okay, do we want to open more gyms or do we want to go online? And to us, going online made more sense because we could help more women. You know, we could work with women worldwide, whereas gyms, obviously, you only work with this small group of women. And then we launched the online program, and we again invested in another mentor, and we grew it from like 0 to 100K months in 11 months.
Wow.
We scaled it to that, which was pretty crazy. And then from there, I think the lesson that we learned is we kept trying to push the revenue up, but we did it and we had too many like team members. We were just pushing the revenue, but our expenses were so high. So we were like only making 15% profit. And I reckon so many women do this is like, they're like grow the team rather than actually looking at, well, are we profitable and how can we scale this profitably?
Yes.
So we did that for a long time, and we opened Saturday. And then before like 18 months ago, when we sort of had this huge meltdown, Craig and I, in our business, we were like, we just need to gut the business and completely restructure it because we're working our asses off, but not like we're making money, but we could be more profitable with like less people.
Yeah.
And so we sacked everyone.
Yeah.
We moved to Dubai. We restructured the business, moved to a group coaching model, still had the one-on-one. And then we just tightened up the team. And then we were like, how can we scale this and make more money? Because we were spending a fuck ton too on Facebook marketing, like so much. Now we're doing like the same amount of revenue with 0 paid ads. 0.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So like imagine how much more profitable you are now. Because we were like, okay, how do we do this and scale it? And the apps helped us actually do that as well and keep the costs lower and the team lower. Now we've got a really tight team, 3 really awesome coaches, a tech person, our like admin manager, admin girl, and then we've got the sales team now. So I think we've always wanted to continue to grow it. We do want to continue to grow it, but now we're much more about how do we grow this in alignment with what we truly want rather than like just building it for the sake of building it to try and make more money, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hearing what you really grew possibly was the demand, the clientele, the what they want, and less team. Like the
Yeah.
team is there as a tool to serve the demand. And I think sometimes we focus on the team and forget about the
Yeah.
demand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and just, we've done our program and there's been so many iterations of it that we finally, like, we've got a system that really works now. We know it works. We know who our ideal client is. We don't worry about anyone else. And we just have really gone all in on that, and it works, and we're just getting exceptional results. And one of the reasons we built our app is because we wanted a way to track body composition and keep everything in one place so women could have a really clear roadmap to reach their goals. Because so many women come to us and they're like, I'm doing all the right shit, I'm eating clean, I'm training, but they're not actually doing anything specific. They're just eating whatever and going, oh, why am I gaining weight? So our tool allows us to, track their body composition, set really specific goals, track the food. We encourage them to eat. We have a pro-metabolic nutrition approach, strength training. And then every week when they check in, it actually shows them like how much muscle are you building, because so many women just focus on weight loss. And they love it. Like they love it. They're like, oh my God, finally, I have some answers. Finally, I'm able to get to my goal in a healthy and sustainable way. So, for us, it was, how do we also deliver this really superior coaching with, and getting really specific with clients at scale and make it affordable for them. So that's what I think we've done.
Yeah.
Because I think we've probably got now, we probably have over 700 women in our group coaching program, which is insane.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking insane for it's only Craig and this other coach, Viv, that coach all of them, but do it with such detail because of this app that we've built in the community. And then we also have our one-on-one clients, as well. Because people still want one-on-one, they want, some of them want that higher level of accountability and support. I don't know if that answered your question. Sorry.
No, it does. Perfect. So Kelly and I have a consulting coaching business we're creating, women who lead and sell. And what 3 things would you tell us to focus on if we're serious about scaling it and serving more women? At the moment, we're thinking we interact with clients one-to-one. So I really get that they want that high touch, some of them. Like, how can we really start to focus on scaling this new business up, but putting in place really good foundations? What would be a couple of things you'd say, well, you put this foundation in and think about this and do that? What would you say?
Because I obviously don't understand how you deliver your coaching.
Yeah.
So what we did is we're like, all right, what is it that they really value and need in terms of to get a result? And so for us, it was getting that specific feedback on the check-in and having that data. So I guess it would be looking at your one-on-one coaching and what do they really need to drive it forward, and then focusing on that, but then setting up some, I don't know, whether you have group calls or some form of check-in process or something that will allow you to do what you do to many rather than, it's sort of hard for me without actually understanding how you actually deliver your because you think you can only do so much one-on-one, right? You can't, and you run out of time.
Yeah.
So it's how do you, I think if I wanted to work with you guys, I would want to be able to get feedback on what is it exactly you do?
So
how
basically
do you do it?
we help a particular type of female founder grow, specifically through the lens of sales leadership, right? Looking at the diamonds that they're missing,
and
the diamonds in the dust.
Sales and team leadership, understanding what the team needs to really replicate what the owner's doing.
What do they need to have in place in terms of systems and around that? And then my expertise is in communication and marketing. How do they appear to the outside world? What are they saying about themselves? How clear is their message? So that's that. We take them from I'm really unclear, don't even know what to post, to being very clear about pick an ideal client and we're going to focus on that client, that message, the product for that client, come up with a strategic plan. And once you've done that once, they'll buy other things from you, right? So, and that's what we do. There's a little 3-step process.
So
what?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm assuming that like there's certain frameworks that apply to everyone, right?
Yes.
Like it's the same process. So I think I would get all of that into a course like that they actually work through, but then allow, because what I really value is having those eyes on it. So I would get them to like watch the course material, go away and do it, but then allow them to be able to submit the work for you to review and give them feedback. And then they go away. You know, I worked with this business coach recently, and I learnt so much just from her method and her framework.
Yeah.
So if you guys can really drill down on that and put it into a course, so they've got that methodology to work through, but then allow them, I think, to like submit feedback, submit their what they've done to get your eyes on it.
Yeah.
And
I've got I'll add my bit in. So so you and Craig came together, so I don't know the story of that, right? But did you both have, you would have both had like two sets of methods or frameworks, is that right? Like, because you
So Craig is the coach.
Okay.
He just developed all the coaching methodology.
Right.
I'm just the product of the product, and I do all the business and the systems. So how we actually like, we sort of both work on how we deliver it.
Yeah.
But then I'm the marketing, you know.
So the RYM, right? Was that Craig's or did that evolve from you both working together? There's a method in me, what I'm asking.
Yeah, that was just, we just named the method because our business coach told us. It's like, you need to name
the method. Okay.
So
Aliya and I, so we've come together and we're a standalone. We're both great coaches, right? Mine is all in sales leadership and team. And really specifically, you know, you said about like, oh, I'm hiring kind of the wrong people, or we got to tweak there. I'm like, I give voice to the team that are surrounding this visionary leader, because they are A-type personalities. They don't usually listen to anyone. They're like a gun, right? But when you actually want to scale and you want to really embed like culture and have ownership and have many leaders around you, that's where I come in, right? And I have a method and it's called the CARE method. There's but that's I would say it's very invisible and it's very early stages. So I'm listening from that lens. The reason Aliya and I have come together, and it's only been in the last year, is because you realize after many joint ventures and collaborations, I realized that I was kind of, there were parts of me that were needing rescuing. There were parts of me like, oh, they'll be great for me, versus now I've had I've had over a decade out of like fast track industry. I've been sorting myself out, you know, learning how to be a mum, learning how to be in my life relationships really well. And now I'm like, now I'm grounded enough to go back in and not rescue and fix everyone and then not dominate everyone. And I've attracted a brilliant strategic partner who will work with me to build the frameworks, and I'm working with her to build hers. So I think adding to your question and where you were coming from, I think, Kitty, was, I need to know a bit more about it. Right now, my framework is completely invisible. I've been a little bit like, I've taken bits of it out and it's been bastardized. So I've pulled it back and I'm like, it's going through trademark, it's doing all of that stuff. And it's like, what are the steps now? And you've got your frameworks and yours are invisible, and we're melding them. And so, you know, for me, I'm still at really, truly validating and getting that strong minimum viable product. I've got hundreds of case studies, but they're all like bits of that method, bits of that. So it's kind of this consolidation. And, you know, you said like you gutted, like you used the phrase, we gutted that, we took it all apart and then we went again. I feel like that's the process we're going through individually to really form and come together. So is that a bit more of a like, you know, warts and all?
Because I think about when I work with someone, I want it to be clear.
Yeah.
Like I like to be led, and I want someone to go, listen, this is the result you want. Here is the method and the framework that you need to work through, and it's clear.
Yeah.
So so I think if I was you guys, I would get, because we've got a very specific methodology. Like when you come in, there's a specific process you follow.
Yeah.
This is why we do it, and it works every fucking time. It works.
Yeah.
And so it's like I would, and try and keep it as, I mean, I know yours is more complex than ours because we're just changing body composition, but I mean, all the metabolic health stuff's, you know, more complex, but really like, I think you really need to dial in the method, exactly what it is, how you get someone from A to B to C to D, have it all mapped out, and then have a way that you can track and then give them feedback. So like our app, for example, they do everything, they check in every week. It allows us to look at their data and go, all right, if they say to me, Kitty, like I'm 25% body fat. Why don't I look like I want to look? And I can go, well, where's your deadlift at?
Mm-hmm.
You can certainly deadlift your body weight. You got to get that to double. And they're like, oh, okay, sweet. And then we track, so people can implement it and then measure it like I like measuring.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like vague, fluffy. Like I like this system that this coach taught me around the marketing. There was like authority posts, educational posts, inspirational posts. You rotate them. You have like 3 CTAs. You pull them off. You build the funnels. Like I've been able to piece it all together because I'm like, it's very clear.
Very
and
clear.
then the messaging as well, teaching you about talk to your ideal client.
Yeah.
Like which you guys would do too. But I think I would just really develop that method.
Yeah.
The method, yeah. And then put it into a course. And then how do you actually give them feedback?
Yeah.
Like on what they're actually, because that's one thing that lacked with this business coach is she was very good, but really lacked that I would, send things to her and she'd just ignore me and like wouldn't really give me feedback on stuff initially. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like,
you want to be in it, right? You want to be in it and getting it sorted and getting the results.
You need to practice it, right? Don't you? Like, how the fuck do I hire these people? Like, and then practice it and then get feedback. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, also to know where you're at.
Yeah.
I think you want to know that you're making progress and where am I in this process? I think you say that's quite
is it actually working?
Yeah.
How do you measure it too? How would you guys measure if they were being successful? I think that's another thing as well.
Measurement.
And that's what I had no idea we were gonna I didn't know about the app and stuff like that, but that's what I mean. Each of our conversations, because these are our like first 50 foundational episodes, right? So this is our launch plan, like, and we want to show women like, okay, you so Aliya and her age and my age, and you're like, you may have tried a few times. I've built 7-figure businesses, and then how come I get to a certain point and I completely burn out? Well, we must get onto like the biohacking and what you know about the importance of all of your work to, high performing women, because I'm 47. I've spent a couple of decades now sorting this shit out. And I've like I said, I'll say it again. I've landed being a mother. I haven't damaged him. Well, we'll see when he's over. 21 years with my amazing, just my God, this most amazing man in my life. The most of the relationship, I thought he was just getting in my way. So I'm like, I've got the elixir of life in terms of what's in my heart, right? And now I can sit here and not have any, I don't have the veneer and I don't need to pretend where I'm at. I'm like, to pay for a podcast, I'm not able to pay for hormone supplements or whatever. It's like, that's real. That's me believing in exactly what my methods are and the transformation that happens when I walk in a team and all of a sudden psychological safety is there and you've got innovation coming through from everyone because they are safe to challenge the owner and they're safe to collaborate with the owner. They're not going, oh my God, she's amazing. Let's not speak up or that, so I know my work works in terms of the cohesion and the trust. And I want that in the world. And there's like, you have to get clear. And what you've just schooled me in and schooled us in, nail that shit. Like, don't move until you nail that shit. And then you can, because we're in any conversation, we visit 20 tabs. Marketing, branding, podcasts, and you're like, fuck, what? But that's what other women are going through. Like, what do you do next? Because it's sort of
like, like what is the shit that you should focus on? What I feel that I've learned on in the last, because we've got the podcast, like we've done lots of different shit. Yeah. And I feel like the podcast for us has been really good because we interview a lot of clients. It showcases our knowledge. People listen to them like, oh, we feel like we know you, Kitty, Yeah. I think the podcast is good. But I think you need to I would, if I had to do it again, is I would really understand my niche, design a product that actually gets them results. Then I would I would think about what is it I actually want to sell? Is it group coaching? Is it one-on-one coaching? Choose a conversion mechanism. Is it a sales call? Is it a webinar? Yeah. And then pick a platform. So I like Instagram, post, pull them off the platform into your conversion mechanism and optimize the fuck out of that and just keep it simple. Yeah. Don't do fucking everything because, this is what I've learned. I love you so much. 2 funnels now too, and we've dialed it in and I'm like, this fucking challenge funnel we have now works. We've done it over and over and we just we don't try and, what I've learned too is sometimes I want to try and recreate try all this different shit. I'm like, no, this shit's working. Like, keep going all in and just keep focusing on that instead of trying to do everything. And that's what I'm helping my friends with. I'm like, all right, tell me, like one of my friends, I said, tell me, what is it your ideal business looks like? Because I sort of led her down the path of what my ideal business is. And she said, well, actually, I love public speaking and I really want to grow the podcast and monetize it. And I just want to keep my one-on-one and do one-on-one to get enough money and get to 30K. And then she said, I will probably, people who finish with one-on-one, I'll graduate them into like a semi-group program, but I won't advertise that because we're trying to scale our group program. I said, oh, well, that changes everything. So I said, one, we need to clean up your bio and get really clear on who it is you help and what's the results, because I feel it's a bit vague. I said, two, you need to build out a conversion mechanism to get sales calls because that's what you need to get women into your business. That's what they need. They do, because they're not going to pay fucking $3 or $4 grand if you don't have a call. So we need to build out a webinar. We need to build out a freebie. Then we need to, optimize all your content, and we want to pull people off Instagram into your funnel. You nurture them, and then we want to try and get them onto a call for you to sell them in. And I said, once we build all this out and we get some data through, we can see like, okay, how many opt-ins do I get a week? How many actually get onto a call? Then how can I like increase the show up rates, and then just dial that funnel in, like just go all in on that funnel and don't try and keep doing other things, because I think the more simple you can keep it, the better. Give them a bit of free value and then just nurture them and speak to them, and like just don't be afraid of selling. So I feel like sometimes in her content she sort of does all this. It's awesome, her content, but I'm like, well, what result are you getting them? And are you really like pushing them to actually buy stuff? And like, I'm never afraid to talk about our fucking program, because I'm like, it's the best. I'm like, every woman should be doing it. I sell every day because I believe
it is
that
the
they
best
should be. You know how you're like, I don't have money for supplements for perimenopause. You don't need that shit. Like, you could get rid of all your symptoms and get into great shape just eating real food and strength training. It's like, you don't have to go and spend a ton of money. Like, this is what women think. So this is what I truly believe in. So I think it's like simplifying it, picking, building out whatever it is, the course, and then picking the funnel, picking one platform, maybe do a podcast, but don't try and do 50 million things, because you'll just be shit at everything.
Yes.
And then don't give up. Don't give up. Like, I post shit on Instagram that gets like hardly any likes and no opt-ins. I'm like, whatever. I just keep going. I just keep.
Let me ask you about school, right? Because you were on when we did our original list, I just went to my heart. I was like, who are the women that I have literally just, even when my worst years, so I'm like, oh shit, I'm never going to get back on that fucking horse again. And like, am I ever going to ride that pony home? I'm like, I knew it. And you were one of the women that I just kept checking in on. She's going, she's doing well. So you were on my wish list. And then, so I signed up to, I don't know about the app, but I signed up to school. Is that like a link?
Oh yeah, we've got the free community. So we build out a free community.
Yeah. So that's like where there's two things, because I've done so much where I've just given value to get loads of results. I didn't want to set up another free community, but since joining school, and I'm only observing and seeing, so that's not my world at all. I'm always offline. So has that been a good move? Like, is that like a good place to get, or is it just like loads of work and no return? Is that,
not really.
What do you think?
Not really. Like, because I think what happens is a lot of people will come in, and because a lot of women too, like in our industry, they've just done so many diets. They're so skeptical. And I think what holds them back is it's not that they think our program won't work, but they're worried that they can't actually commit to it and do it.
Yeah.
And so giving them, and a lot of them will follow me for a long time, and then the time will be right. Like, they'll finally be ready to commit.
Yes.
So I feel the school, like initially to set it up, obviously it takes work.
Yeah.
But it's just a good community to have, and give them some free resources to get them started, give them some exposure and education, I think.
Yeah.
And you can post in there, and obviously you can message them too.
Yeah.
I think it's been good, and it doesn't take a lot of maintenance.
Yeah.
Like,
it's felt, I think if I couldn't access it any other way, I've looked at it for years. Same as Telegram and a few things. I tend to go into other women's communities. I've got very trusted relationships, strategic alliances. So I'll be offered to go into somewhere else. But I'm like, no, it's time to root and like have our own stuff. And I've looked around it, and I'm like, I really like it. And I feel like it's well, same as you. I knew the program that you've done for years. I knew of it. I counted myself out years ago. So I'm like, don't have the budget. And then as I've come closer around, I'm like, no, this is actually essential now. This is like your core, like your core looking after yourself piece. But definitely noticing, it's only been about a month or so that I've been in and around school in your community. I'm like, it's kind of like it opens it up. And I think that's when you know you're ready to like commit and go in. It's not from like, shit, I should do that. Or I better add that on. Nothing sticks then. You're just juggling the whole time versus like, no, it's in my guts now. And I'm ready to open to do it. So that's, it was definitely a question I had for you. So that's good.
And it's cheap. It's so cheap and it's really easy it's easy to use as well. It's so user friendly to build stuff out in there. I like it. I think it's been good because people will come in, they'll look at our free guides and then they'll go, because we've got some different ways you can work with this, the challenge, which is a really good one because we have women do the challenge like multiple times and then they'll finally join.
That's like the 28-day challenge, is it? That one?
Yeah, it's a good kickstart. Gives you an introduction. A lot of women are like, okay, it shows them whether or not they can actually do it. Yeah. Because like our program, like you have to learn how to meal plan and prep and strength train. So for a lot of women who haven't done that before, it's a big, like it's a lot for them to learn. But in the first video, I'm like, listen, don't try and learn all this shit at once.
Yeah.
The key to this is to not give up because what everyone tries to do is, I can't do it perfectly. So I'm going to, even this woman messaged me today because I'm pretty direct. She's like, oh my God, Kitty, I'm so overwhelmed. It's all so hard. You know, the tracking's hard. I'm just about to give up and whatever. And I just said, listen, I'm really direct and I'm going to tell you right now that like you need to just not give up. You need to keep taking consistent, imperfect action. And if you need to change your language, like you keep telling yourself it's hard, of course it's fucking going to be hard. But stop thinking that you're going to be able to learn everything. Like it's so unreasonable. You're putting so much pressure on yourself. I'm like, it's probably going to take you a few months to really nail it. So take that pressure off.
Yeah.
Stop bloody whinging that it's too hard. I believe in you. I'm pretty hard. I'm pretty direct because I'm like, fuck. Like,
no, I love it. I've always loved your approach.
This is why women fail because I'm like, they just think that if they fail, they quit. I'm like, just stop. You can't learn this all in a week. You're so unrealistic with your expectations. Just close enough is fucking good enough. Give it a good crack every week. Implement just one more thing. Keep showing up. I said, make your standard of success just showing up and taking consistent, imperfect action. I'm like, imagine where you would be in 12 months. Just imagine.
Yeah,
so much. Like that is it. Like when I go all in, I'm like, fuck it, I'm all in. I just do the best I can. I learn as I fail. And I just stay committed to the progress because I just know if I can persist, eventually I will get there. But I don't put these unrealistic expectations on myself going, you have to learn this in a week. Because I'm like, it's good having the failures, like all the mistakes. They're not even mistakes in our businesses that we've made have taught us so much.
Yeah.
You know, like even this last mentor I invested in, guess how much it was? You guys will like choke probably.
It'll 6 figures, I would think.
It was $40,000 US for 3 months.
Yeah, that's
I was expecting.
So that's a chunky investment.
I did learn some good stuff, but the biggest lesson it gave me was to believe in myself again.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like Greta and I talked about it, and because at the start I was really sort of I don't know, like needy and probably couldn't make a decision. I didn't know what direction to take in the business. I was really unsure about everything. But by the end of it, I was like, you know what? And I was like, I'm going to apply myself and do this shit and I'm going to learn it like until I just have to do it.
Yeah.
And like there were times when she wouldn't even respond to me.
Yeah.
Like, and it's, and anyway,
I got so many funny stories. I've got I can't actually say them out loud about what I've spent on coaching because Adam would actually divorce me before we got married. It's like,
but I think what it's taught me now is like I actually know a lot. I know a lot, and I don't need to spend. I would never spend that much money on anything again. I am just going to spend small amounts on specific things I need implemented in my business.
Yeah.
Rather than going, I need this big, because I've learned now, okay, you just have to try stuff and trust your gut, try it for long enough, pivot, you know, rather than, because there isn't one fucking person that has all the answers that's going to transform your business. It's just not out there.
No.
It's not out there.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I got some emoji questions. What makes you cry in the business in a good way? What makes you cry throughout the week, or what'll bring you to tears?
I don't really cry that much, really. I'm not a really big crier. Like, I honestly, like, because I'm like, I haven't actually cried.
What makes you like all mushy then?
Okay, you're just going to laugh at this. Craig and I were having sex the other day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we finished having sex and I started crying. And he's like, what's wrong with you? And I was like,
I made you
I
cry.
think, he's like, oh, gee, it must have been very good. Yeah. But I think it was just the release. And because my brother had just been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
And I'm the one like in the family that's like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to beat this. You know, we're going to like do this big protocol. We got all these blood tests done. And I think I was just like this releasing like this, he could actually die.
Yeah.
You know, and before I was like, nah, take action.
Yeah.
So like I cried then.
Yeah.
When I get really tired, if I'm really tired, sorry, I keep adjusting the chair. It keeps going right down. When I get really tired, if I'm trying to control and things aren't going my way and I don't sleep and then I get really tired and then I'm like, oh, fuck it, Kitty, can you just release control and then I'll have a cry. But I don't really cry that often. I'm not a big crier.
Okay.
And like things have been going really well. So
yeah.
Like I haven't been crying.
Yeah.
Well, I'm interested to know, Kitty, what sometimes we have this thing that happens when we're younger. I've been asking people, what was your first entrepreneurial experience? Like what was the thing of you when you were young that when you look back now, you go, it makes total sense. I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I am that person in my family that steps in and is the problem solver and is the rock. What happened when you were a kid that now makes so much sense to adult Kitty, if you were to look back and go, oh, yeah, I remember this.
When I was like 12 or maybe even younger, my friend and I, Nicole, we like just wanted more money.
Yeah.
So we would go door to door and wash cars so that we could make money, and we'd make $2 a car. So then we could go to the movies in Sizzler. Mm-hmm. And so we'd do that. As soon as I could get a job, I got a job at McDonald's and I loved it. Yeah. I loved it. I loved all the systems and the processes. Mum and Dad were like, you need to stop working so much. You need to do your schoolwork.
Yeah.
So I would work every weekend. I would work like after school. I just always loved working.
I love that you mentioned McDonald's. I said McDonald's to Kelly the other day. We were talking about systems. I went, yeah, we should McDonaldize it. Right?
Yes.
I just love that. 100%. I mean, one of my favorite films is The Founder, where they talk through. Have you seen the film, The Founder?
I haven't. Is it good?
Okay.
It's so good.
You'd love it.
I have to watch it.
You'd love it.
On it.
So it talks about how they came up with the system they came up with. And, you know, they're in this tennis court and they're sort of mapping out what a McDonald's should look like for it to work efficiently. And they're going, no, that doesn't work because the chips guy is bumping into the burger guy and, and they know rubbing out the chalk and we're redoing it. And I just love that idea of something being mapped out on a tennis court. How many times we can just map our businesses out on a big piece of paper, forget all this digital nonsense. Let's just get the crayons out. Let's get the flip chart paper. Let's map it all out. I just love that. I just think every female founder, if you haven't done your flip chart exercise, do your flip chart exercise. Get those crayons out. Forget, because you can lose yourself in the digital world a bit, can't you?
Oh, totally.
And I just think it's fascinating. You're such a systems person, but you immediately recognized the systems element of McDonald's and went, oh, that's interesting.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved being on drive. My favorite was window 3 drive-through.
Yeah,
that was my favorite. And I would be like, how quick can I put the meals together? How efficiently can I do it? Yeah. I just loved, I started on
efficiency.
The floor, doing cleaning up. I loved the efficiency. I'd try and do things quicker. I remember being on window 1, which is the worst one, where you'd sit there and take the order and you had to like roll the cutlery. And so I would see how many I could do in like 10 minutes and challenge myself. So I wasn't so bloody bored.
God.
Yeah.
I was like that. I remember working in a factory in the summer with another girl, and the women that worked in the factory had been there for years, and they were like really tired and cynical, and they would do the least they could get away with. Me and her, we had to sort through these packs of Happy Families playing cards that had been put together and wrong by the women. We had to take them out of the pack, sort them out, and we just got so competitive about it. Sounds weird. Yeah. But I can totally relate to you. I'd be there with you in window 1 going, well, I did 158 yesterday. What are you going to do?
I did 78. How many of you like, go.
It's just hysterical.
I love a good system. Like we've got an amazing tech lady in our program. She was a coach. She was a client,
Mhm.
and like we have Zapiered the fuck out of everything. It's
Ah.
the best. Like we have so many systems. Like I always message her. I'm like, listen, okay, we need to automate this. How do we do it? And she'll come back to me and be like, I've set up this SAP, and our Slack is like, I'm actually so proud of her and all. Like, it's really, we have really good systems
Yeah.
and automations in our business, and I just like really excites me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who we interviewed yesterday.
Yeah, we had Dorian
yeah,
Komenek
we
from
had to.
Zapier on
Yeah.
yesterday.
It was so good. It was
Yeah.
like literally like you just get proper like I'm like licky systems. I just love it. Like what else can we do? It's just like proper engineering mind. I didn't know I was so engineery. I thought I was all in the world of feelings. I just didn't realize. I'm like, put that together. What else can we do? Like you're helping me loads with that, even with all the AI stuff and whatever.
Don't be scared of it. Yeah,
It's so
I think
good.
a lot of women are scared of it all, aren't they? And how can we make that more accessible?
Yeah.
So they feel comfortable at going, I'm here, founder doer. I need to get to founder leader. You need some help. And artificial intelligence and things help because they're very accessible in terms of how much they cost. So how can we get you to feel comfortable around that and that interface between the techie companies and how they kind of act? They need people like Dorian, like females within the industry to go, hang on, let's make this a little bit more female-centric or female-friendly because there is a difference in approach, I think, sometimes. I don't know what you think, but...
Yeah, I don't know, like I probably don't think about it that much, but I'm just in my mind like, fuck, I've just got to learn it. You know, how is this going to make this easier for me? And I just, but then I've got this tech person because I'm like, that's not where my time is best spent.
No.
Yeah.
Like my superpower is marketing, being the face of the business, connecting people.
Yeah.
So I should try and palm off everything else that's not my superpower that other people can do and are better at it than me.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like she's like a Zapier like master.
Yeah.
Lexi.
Zapier master.
Master.
Hello,
I like
Lexi,
that.
Zapier master.
Zapier
I'm like,
master.
I think we should actually talk to people like that. Hello, Zapier master,
Hello.
Lexi.
Sensei.
I call her the tech unicorn. I call her Lexi Corn, the tech unicorn.
Oh yeah.
Like in messages.
Yeah.
She's brilliant. Like she's like, I'll say to her, I really want to do this. And she sits there and she thinks, and she's like, okay, we'd have to do this. And then she'll come back to me with this brilliant idea about how we can, you know, like make it. And I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, Lexi, good work. I love a good system. You know, I love it.
Yeah, you can see your face switches. You're like,
So good.
I'm right there with you.
So good.
I got
right
some
there
other
with
questions. I'm
you.
totally like stealing the floor
we need
here. How long we got, Ryan?
We're
3 minutes.
yeah,
Okay,
3
some
minutes.
really important questions, right? So you work with Craig. Loads of women work with their partners. Just tell us, like really give us the lowdown on what you've learned and you want our listeners to know about working with your partner. All of that. Just what were your lessons?
I don't know. Some people, they're like, how have you done this? Like you guys live and work together 24/7. And I can only because we went through that, it was really hard. Like it was such it was actually quite traumatic for me and really taught me a lot, but about myself. And just, I think, because I don't know, a lot of women in business, they're quite masculine, probably.
Yeah.
And I would try and control him and tell him what to do. And like, he has his own superpower. And what I've really learned, if I want us to have, you know, a good sexual relationship and an actual good marriage, is that I needed to soften. Like I can still be the leader in my area, but soften and allow him to do his and trust him and don't try and blame him, because I would blame him when I'm ashamed sometimes of how I used to behave. You know, I've really reflected a lot and tried to grow and it's just nice to be in this way and just allowing him to be the leader in his area, like not try to just dominate everything and fucking control and just let him in. But now that we've done that, we're really flourishing because I'm in my zone of genius. He's in his zone of genius. And, you know, he often says to me, he's like, oh, you're so brilliant, Kitty. And I'm just so like grateful for you. I said, I'm so fucking grateful for you. The only reason I can put myself out there and market these products is I just believe in you and what you do so much. And, you know, so I think, and you know what, something else we've done is we have separate bedrooms now.
I heard about this whole tech trend. I'm like, I might have it.
So good.
Tell us.
I think if you work together and live like we spend 24/7 fucking together.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you don't do that. So now we have our own separate space. that you can go to. And initially I was like, oh, this will be weird because I'm a little bit like, oh, I don't know. Anyway, but now I fucking love it because I also go to bed early and then I get into bed. I let the dog sleep with me.
Yeah.
He goes to bed when he wants to. I'll get up in the morning and come in and see him, and it's quite like, it's just so nice. Like, we've got our own spaces, that we retreat to our bedrooms. It's actually so good. Like I actually couldn't go back to sleeping with him anymore.
No, I totally get it. And I love a role play scenario as well. So separate rooms for me really works. Yeah. I'm like, who can I be tonight or this afternoon?
Sneaking in.
Yeah, totally. Like there's a whole world. After 21 years, you're like, what kind of shit can I make up? Like, it's all here. So I totally get it. You've got a question. Thank you for sharing that.
No, I was just going to say the royal family have got it right after all. We have something we ask every single guest.
Yeah.
Kitty. If you were to put a message on a Post-it for a female founder and leave it in the ladies' room, what would you say on that Post-it?
And why?
Yeah.
I would say just believe in yourself and back yourself. Because I think for so long I gave my power away to other people because I thought they were smarter than me. And like, like in The Wizard of Oz, you always had the power, my dear. You just had to find it for yourself. So I'm like, believe in yourself and trust your intuition, because like before I'd probably make these rash decisions out of fear. And like now I just feel I'm so much more like I believe in myself, and I can stop and go, am I making this decision from fear because I don't believe in myself, or am I making it because I truly, this is what I feel is the right thing to do, and then back myself.
Yeah.
And go all in. Because like I don't know why I've got this thing about, I have this, it's weird, and I'm still working on it. Like if I meet another woman who I think is smarter than me, like I give my power away, because I'm not like Craig's, I don't even know how you explain this. Like, people who are like intellectually smart, who can really like retain knowledge, and he can read studies, and like he's so technically excellent at things, and I'm not a real technical person. So I feel like I'm not smart enough. I don't know. Does that even make sense?
Of
but then
course.
Obviously our business wouldn't. Greta said, fuck, Kitty, your superpower is you are smart in other ways.
Yes.
Like you don't give yourself credit. Like you have built this business. People come because they are attracted to you. You're magnetic.
Yes.
That is your superpower.
Wow.
Stop giving your fucking power away because you think you're not smart enough because you can't quote some fucking study from, so I think it's like, back yourself.
It's so lush.
Believe in yourself, and just, you're never gonna, like, not everyone's gonna like you.
Yeah.
So just be your authentic self.
Yeah. Oh, Kitty.
Yeah. I know that was a lot. Sorry.
No, it was a massive, giant jumbo Post-it. So of course, it would be from you, like smack, like a billboard Post-it note. Listen from my absolute heart. Like I have backed and believed in myself all the way because of beacons like you. So just from my heart, thank you so much for just fucking bringing it home all the time. I will continue. I will be in touch for my pathway. It's my time. And thank you for all the advice. What are the doggies' names? Because Ryan is telling us to wrap up.
Marley and Suri.
Oh my God.
Brilliant.
Hi, babies.
I love them so much. They're my babies. They sleep in the bed with me. They cuddle with me. It's
Love
the best.
Totally get it.
Yeah.
Kitty, it's been such a pleasure, honestly, entering your world, and thank you so much. This is not the end. This is not the end.
I feel honoured.
We want to continue this conversation with you somehow, somewhere.
We will be.
In a year's time.
Yeah.
When you've scaled your business, when you're like crushing it.
When we've made it clear. I told you to make it clear. Okay, it's clear.
Yeah. I'm like, this fucking roadmap isn't clear enough. Like, I need a clear roadmap. But that's just what I like. I love systems.
Babe, I got it. Like, I will be listening to this recording on the way home. I'm like, she's in your ear. Get on with it.
Yeah.
Sending you loads of love. It's nighttime there, right? It's going to be nighttime.
It's 5:03.
Okay.
5:03.
All right. Let's have a lovely evening. Thank you for giving us your time.
You too.
And we'll be in touch with follow-ups, okay?
Yeah.